Welcome to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese, and I am back with Tony Barbosa. We did miss last week, guys. Little family stuff, a little busy, we couldn't hook up, but that's okay because we watched and we know what's going on, and we will go over last week as we go through this week. So don't worry. We know what happened, and we will definitely talk about major events from last week.
100%.
So we're going to get this started right away because Dynamite's a long show and there's a lot to cover. Just so you guys know, please subscribe, share, like our video. And if you want to come on the show, let us know. If you want to comment on our show, let us know. But let's get started. Dynamite on Wednesday night. Thank God it's back to Wednesday. I hate watching it on Saturday.
And it looks like it's going to be on Wednesday nights at the same time slot for the foreseeable future.
Yes, it looks like TNT will not be interrupting that with hockey for the next little while, so that's good.
I guess the ratings has something to do with that.
Perhaps. I mean, the U.S. I think they like wrestling better than hockey, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So we started off hot right away, as Tony Khan likes to do. CM Punk versus Bobby Fish. Now, I didn't know who Bobby Fish was before he came to AEW because I had stopped watching WWE for about 4 years prior to AEW coming out. And so I didn't know who Bobby Fish was. I wasn't an NXT watcher either. But he has slowly started to impress me with he's great work. He's being used as a guy to push guys and to help guys get over. I think he'll be more of a factor later on in his career. But he took on CM Punk. Again, hot crowd, dueling chants, which I found it interesting. There were dueling chants.
Yeah, because Bobby Fish it sounds like they're pushing him as a heel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really weird to see that.
I think AEW is going to have to do something serious with CM Punk sooner rather than later, because I'm starting to sense that the crowd likes him but wants him in something more prominent. They don't want him facing guys like Matt Sydal. Not that Bobby Fish is a bad opponent, but they want him in a more serious angle. You don't go from Darby Allin down to what he's gone to, and having him on commentary every week has really watered him down. They want him in a serious program where he's angry and taking on someone that's a real challenger. What do you think, Tony?
I think they like I said in previous videos. I think he needs a feud, but a longer feud.
Yeah.
Not these one-offs, because these look like one-off feuds. It's not good for him.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to get the crowd very interested. I think that he's going to lose the crowd a little bit.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. Always coming out with these promos and whatnot. But I want to see CM Punk. That's not CM Punk. Like, if you know who CM Punk is, he needs a feud to build up his promos. Because if he has a feud on his promos, on a real feud, my God. So
yeah,
I think that's what he needs.
Now, Punk's having good matches. He's great in the ring. He knows how to sell. But the crowd's just waiting for this explosion of angry CM Punk or a program they can really get into. Daniel Bryan has had the better of the opponents. He's had the better of the reaction. He's had the better of the matches. And so I think them coming at the same time has kind of hurt CM Punk. But they need him to be against someone more serious. Like I said this before, I would have done MJF or somebody more serious, after Darby Allin, because he's come down a peg since then. I will say this match was fine. Punk got the GTS with the bad knee. Fish had a very interesting late kick out right after the 3, which tells me they don't want to completely bury him because he's lost to everybody. He's lost to Sammy Guevara, Daniel Bryan, and CM Punk. So they want to kind of keep him relevant with losing. What did you think about this?
Losses, but look at the losses he's had. Yeah, he's losing to guys with notoriety, right?
Yeah,
he's losing to guys who you're not gonna make Sammy Guevara lose after a week after you won the title.
No,
you're not gonna make him lose to Punk. You're not gonna make him lose to Danielson. So
right.
It doesn't hurt him. I don't think it's hurting him. I think he's just even though these losses keep piling up, but it hasn't hurt him. And it seems like they're very high on Bobby Fish.
He's gained some respect from the crowd too.
Yeah, and it seems like management is very high on him.
Yes.
I hope, there's some sort of interaction down the road. I'm not going to say yet because it's too soon, but I'm hoping there's going to be some sort of interaction down the road with Adam Cole.
I think he's going to join somebody. I think he's going to be a part of a group at some point.
Because obviously we're talking about the Undisputed Era from WWE, NXT, which they're both members of. And I believe in ROH, they're also part of a faction. I can't remember the name, but I believe they were also part of a faction in ROH.
Yes.
So
we are going to talk about ROH at the end of this show because there is some crazy news regarding ROH. We will talk about that at the end of this show or at the end of Rampage. Big news regarding ROH.
Very sad too.
Yes, hopefully, very sad. But
we'll talk about it.
We'll get to that. So that was pretty much it, guys. It was a typical Bobby Fish match where he really laid in the kicks. Punk was selling the hell out of him. Like I said, guys, everyone thinks this guy's washed or he's tired. No, he's selling, guys. Like it's a lost art. I realize you're used to the flips and people not selling anything, but that's not who CM Punk is. You're going to see him selling. You're going to see him look tired. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's the same thing with Daniel Bryan. It's just Daniel Bryan does it a little bit better right now. That's all. Next, Malachi Black cuts a promo. I was not at all happy with Malachi Black losing to Cody Rhodes last week, especially with no heel turn. They're trying to explain it now, and this promo sort of explained it. He said it's not about pinfalls. It's about getting you to your family and you to turn on yourself, and that's fine. But I didn't like Malachi Black losing to Cody the way he did. There was not even interference at the end.
The way he lost, yes, I agree with you on the way he lost, but I'm not. See, listening to this promo and seeing where the program is going to go, I am not so so big on I shouldn't say it's not so bad that he lost, because I was like, it's a loss, like why would they? But listening to this promo and I think where it's going now, it makes more sense why he did lose the match. So but let's see where it goes. I'm very interested in, especially now in the story with this, especially even after the Cody promo role, but the Cody Rhodes promo, but we'll get into that.
We'll get to. I hope it's tags from now on. I have no desire to see a fourth match between these guys. I get the sense it's going to be tandem versus tandem.
Yeah.
So
because that's why what happened with AndrEW coming out last week also in the match, and he said he had a partner or somebody with him to join him. So it was cool. I see it seems like it's starting to build something.
I believe the House of Black is going to grow, and I like that a lot, especially if it's Andrade, who needs a mouthpiece, and I think they could be a really great pairing. So I hope that's permanent, but they haven't really said yet, so we'll see. But I really like that combination if they're together a lot.
Yeah.
So that I'm happy about.
And that makes sense why, and it kind of makes sense why they paired these guys together.
Yes.
If you know the backstory.
Yes.
So
yes, it does make sense.
We'll explain that.
Yeah.
We'll explain that later on.
Right. So that was the promo. We then have MJF. MJF against Bryce Donovan. I made sure I wrote this guy's name down because I was never going to remember this guy's name.
I just wrote Jobber.
Yeah, when I saw his name, I'm like, I have to write his name down because it's going to make me laugh.
Quick match.
Just the typical dumbass babyface shakes MJF's hand. He gets kicked in the gut. It sets up. I love this move. I think it should be his finisher over the Salt of the Earth. It's called the Heat Seeker, where he basically puts the stomach on the ropes and drives him down with a pile driver.
Well, it looks like a pile driver, yeah.
It looks like a pedigree, but without using the arms. Great finisher. Just squash this guy in a minute.
Yeah.
This was all to set up a promo to shit talk Boston, which was great. And then there was an asshole chant, which was great. Darby's too scared, he says, to come out. All of this is setting up to what was pretty obvious, but they teased it very well. You see, they teased Sting coming out, and he didn't come out, and MJF had a good laugh. If you've ever watched wrestling, you've seen this 100 times, but this was still fun to watch.
Just because the people who were involved made it, made it so real, made it so, unsure that was going to happen. Yes. But you kind of knew in the back of your mind something was going to happen.
Right. So then the lights shut off a second time, and Sting shows up with a bat. A little bit of a delayed bat shot to Wardlow because I don't think he was expecting it. MJF bolts. He goes outside the ring, and Darby is in the crowd.
Dressed up as Invisible Man.
He's dressed up as Invisible Man, and this was great. The crowd went nuts. It was great.
Oh yeah.
Darby over. I don't think Darby hit him though. I thought that was smart.
No, because he's seen him and then he ran away.
That's right.
Ran away. And Darby Allin's so over right now.
Oh,
that Boston crowd just went crazy when he revealed himself.
For all those people that were worried about Darby losing to CM Punk, you're idiots. There was nothing to worry about. This guy is extremely over. They love this guy. He's not going anywhere. It did not hurt him in the least.
He's the new age Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. This guy is
not true.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's a lot of similarities. Lot of similarities. So basically, the Wardlow and I knew there was a reason why Mr. 10 over there was out there. It's like, okay, the minute I saw him come out, they never come out with MGF, and now all of a sudden the chairman's there. He was there to take the shots and get beat up. And that was pretty much that segment. Darby Allin has an extreme amount of... Well, you had the main
spot, which Darby Allin got a skateboard deck.
Yeah, he hit Wardlow with the skateboard.
He hit Wardlow with the tacks.
Yeah, so that was crazy, and they showed it after, and he was busted up.
Wow, I know.
But and then I think, did they go to the back after? And I believe they teased MGF and Wardlow sort of splitting again.
Something like that.
Yeah, like he said, you need to stay in the back and you need a partner to keep an eye on you. And I think the whole thing was just a joke, but they're teasing. It seems like they're building more and more. It seems
like they're teasing Wardlow as a turning in on them as a face, because even in one of his promos, I forget if it was last week or this week, I left Wardlow in the back because he can't take care of me or something like that. There was a promo, I can't remember where it was, where he kind of said Wardlow's useless.
Yes.
Something along those lines. Yeah. So it sounds like there may be a turn.
I actually think that Wardlow's going to cost MJF the match at Full Gear. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I think he might. You're right. I think he might bring Sean Spears out with him instead of Wardlow, and obviously Darby Allin's going to come out with Sting.
Yeah,
and then Wardlow is going to come out, and he's going to think, I can see that happen.
Yeah, because they can't allow Darby to lose 2 pay-per-views in a row.
No.
And MGF, it's not going to hurt him if he loses, especially if Wardlow costs them the match. So I think Darby's going to win this match, but he's not going to win it clean because they want to protect MGF. So I expect the Wardlow turn to happen at Full Gear, but we'll see. Next. Now, if you didn't know this was coming, you should have known. Abaddon. The DM... Britt Baker does a promo and will face Abaddon. Now, for all you people who forgot, it's Halloween today. We're recording this on a Sunday. So if you didn't expect Abaddon, you should have. And the same goes for what we'll talk about later in the main event. For all the people angry about it, I wasn't the happiest about it, but I knew it was coming. The WWE has been doing this for years, so why should AEW be any different? But basically, Britt cuts a promo on Abaddon, a very short promo, and says, she's going to beat her. And basically, Abaddon will get a title shot if she wins. So that was that.
Yeah.
Now we have what I thought would happen. The first version of the Men of the Year taking on Sammy Guevara for the TNT title. For those who don't know, they set this up on Dark. There was a very good episode of Dark where they actually had some stars on the show, including Daniel Bryan. I watched some of this because they had a lot more stars than I expected on it. And Ego completely busted open, legit, Sammy Guevara in the beatdown.
Yeah, it was legit.
With the Men of the Year. So it was a very good beatdown to set this up. Sammy Guevara is so over. Like I think that people complain about things taking too long or not. Like when are Bryan and Punk gonna lose? You got to understand, Miro not losing and being booked the way he was made the Sammy Guevara win that much more impactful. And when he did win it, it meant something, and it helped him be even more over than he was. So Sammy with that title now, I mean, just an incredible chance. And he starts off the match with a crazy plancha over the top rope, and the crowd is just going nuts right away. Hot start. He goes mental on Ego, and then of course Ego slows it down and he gave him a crazy backbreaker off the top rope.
Oh, yeah.
That was really crazy to watch. We then saw a shooting star press from Sammy from the top rope. Again,
to the outside,
crazy. Holy shit chant. This was great. The crowd was really hot for this. And then a surprising roll up for the win. What did you think of this match, Tony?
It was a good match, man.
Yeah.
If it's one thing that, we talk about, you like to say that MJF is the best heel in professional wrestling.
He is.
Ethan Page knows how to play that heel.
He does
very well.
Yes.
He has to be, I'm not going to say he's top 2, top 3.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be in the top 5 as one of the best heels in wrestling right now. This guy, he knows how to get you under your skin.
Yeah.
Just, he knows how to play a crowd.
Yeah.
He's so amazing. And the match itself was a good match. Like Sammy Guevara's spots were pretty cool. And I like the win, the roll up. Was a nice little, because that's how it kind of the Men of the Year kind of had a few wins. Mm-hmm. Not in that similar fashion, but just to say, hey, I stuck it to you. And then obviously sets up this the
5-on-5
match. Yeah.
Yes.
This match they're gonna have at Full Gear.
Yes, typically, I think it's been the last 3 years now that the Inner Circle have had a 5-on-5 match at Full Gear. This will be no different. It's just called a mini street fight. It won't be in Jacksonville this time. I believe it's 3-on-3. Is that correct?
No, it's 5-on-5.
Is it 5-on-5? Okay.
Yeah. What it is I think the Inner Circle gets to choose 2 of the teammates that are part of the top American top team, or
right?
Something
Because
like
it's Men of the Year, and then Men of the Year and 3 other guys, so they've got to pick 3 other guys, right? Okay. Yeah. I assume they're going to pick Junior Dos Santos, who's already signed with AEW.
And I'm sure it's going to be, I don't know the other 2.
That's interesting, because like who do they pick, and who are they? Like they're not going to pick Masvidal.
Masvidal, it can't.
So
that can't happen unless they do pick Masvidal, and he only
just stays outside the ring and delivers the knee. Yeah, you could see that.
That's it.
I could see that. So that's interesting. We'll see what happens with that. But basically, they just set up the street fight. Yeah. So that's what happened there.
Well, on this week on Wednesday on Dynamite, that's when you find out who the other 2, who the other circle will choose, the other 2 members.
To what I call the Tony segment. This was great. I feel bad for this guy because he's so good and he's so over, but he's lost in the shuffle right now. And it's not his fault. It's just that there are guys that are slightly better than him right now and slightly more over, but my God, is he over. We had an incredible promo from Eddie Kingston, basically saying that he can't believe that Bryan said that he didn't work hard enough or that he was lazy.
He's lazy, yeah.
Right. And basically said, I'll show you how lazy I am. Just wait till I come. And then Bryan's there. Like, Bryan's right beside him. I thought that was a lot better than just having Bryan come in afterwards. They had him both there.
Beautifully
and
done.
Bryan cut an equally crazy promo, basically calling him out and saying, "I worked harder. That's why I'm where I'm at, and that's why you are where you are." And it was,
and you could have been a future world champion if you just put that much work.
I thought this was good because you've got two really over baby faces, and you had to make one of them kind of pissed off. And what Eddie Kingston delivered. This is what Tony wants from CM Punk. I believe it will come. He's too nice right now, but it's gonna come. It's gonna come.
This is where, and then on Rampage we'll get into it. This is where I think the
turn is coming.
Gonna lead.
Yeah,
something's gonna happen, and I'll tell you more what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, the excitement that Tony's excitement is about to pick up when we get into Rampage. Trust me. But that was that for now. That sets up the match nicely, and boy, are we gonna get into that match when we do Rampage. This was interesting. Lucha Brothers. Again, I love the Lucha Brothers. I'm glad they got the titles, but I don't think they've been booked very strong since they've had the titles. They haven't had many defenses, and it's because they've faced everybody multiple times. So they're going to take on FTR at Full Gear for the AEW tag titles, a match they likely will not lose. But they're setting this up because it's the only opponent they can have where they can have a really crazy match where you doubt that they can win or lose. So very good promo from FTR, and I love Alex for Lucha Brothers. He still had the makeup on his face from getting beat up again. Great. I thought this was a good promo to set up their match.
Yeah, this was a good promo. This match will be a little bit different than when FTR came out dressed as the
frogs.
Yeah,
the super frogs.
We're finally gonna get to see, like, this is gonna be a true match. That was just a match, but I didn't
caught them off guard.
Now,
right?
Yeah, now we're gonna get a match. Like, for everybody saying that the Lucha Brothers then. Okay, now we're gonna get a match.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now, we're in for a surprise on this tag team match.
100%. Someone pointed out to me the other day that maybe they're not fighting as much because they don't want them to get hurt, because the more matches the Lucha Brothers has, the more likely they are to get hurt. So
especially Phoenix, right.
So they're trying to protect them as champions, because their champions usually have long reigns and they don't want anyone to get hurt. So that's why they're fighting less. Hopefully that's the case. And FTR is about as safe as an opponent you can be in the ring with. They're not going to get hurt facing FTR. It'll be a great match. I expect the Lucha Brothers to retain because, FTR got the AAA titles, and they're expected to go there and fight other tag teams. So I think this will be the last we see of FTR for a little bit while they go to Mexico and Japan.
It sounds like they want to go to Japan before we jump off. It sounds like they want to go to Japan.
Yes.
It sounds like they do want to get they want to face the tag team. They want to get the new Japan tag titles. They want to build their legacy, of course. No problem with that, and rightfully so. They're a great tag team. So,
well, the good news for Lucha Brothers is, with the recent thing that has happened with ROH, I think that changes the whole dynamic of the tag division and the opponents and what's going to happen. We're going to get into that after Rampage, but that's going to change things, aka the Briscoes. I fully expect them to join.
You think they're going to join AEW? Okay, let's get.
Yes, but I don't want to talk about it right now. We're going to save it to the end of Rampage because it's a shorter show. But there's so many interesting options that are going to come
100%
from ROH come January. All we had was KO in January. Now we got an entire roster, but we'll get into that. Let's get to my disappointing part of this show. Serenade versus Shida. I'm going to talk about the match first, then I'm going to talk about the booking. The match was great. Very good match. Shida came out fired up. She brought the trophy out. Great thing to bring out that trophy. Remind people it's going to be your 50th win. You're going for revenge. I got no problem with that. She was pissed off right away. Great suplex from outside the ring in. I thought that was very, very solid. Deeb attacked Shida with the attacked her knee the whole match. Was looking for her lock that she does at the end. And
then you see, Grease, and she's now known as the woman with 1,000 volts.
Very good.
She even did And she even did the Malenko Cloverleaf at one point.
Yes, and I wouldn't doubt for a second that Jericho gave her that name. I wouldn't be so shocked at all.
No, I believe I might have been Dean Malenko because
it may have been because he's working with the women right now. That's true.
Yeah, and he used to work with the women back in the WWF in WWE when they had when Serenade Deeb was part of the help me out here. Punk's Factory.
Yes, Straight Edge Society.
The Straight Edge Society, yes,
right.
Exactly. I believe he was the producer of the women's matches back in the day. So, backstory.
So
anyway,
there were a lot of great spots. The one I noted was the suplex in and out. Serena Deeb once again moved the chair out of the way when Shida tried to jump on the chair. Shida threw Serena Deeb into the post early on. And I don't know, this was some great selling, or she really knocked her head into this post because she looked like she was out. And Shida had to go.
I don't know if that was like on purpose or if it was just an accident.
It looked like she really hit her head into the pole, but it looked like it was just good selling because she was right back into the match after, and she seemed fine. Basically, I can't remember the finish. Do you know what the finish was, Tony? I can't remember what the finish was. It was a roll-up. It was a roll-up.
Yeah, I think it was a roll-up. Yeah, it wasn't nothing...
So not happy with this finish, basically. Shida won the match. I did not like the 50-50 booking here. If you're going to cost Shida her 50th win and you're going to push Serena Deeb as this crazy heel, she didn't need to lose this match clean. They did give her heat back with Shida destroying Shida with a chair after the match and giving her the knee lock. That's fine. It gives her heat back. I don't mind that. But eliminating her from this tournament, to me, was a disappointment. I'm sure Tony will get into this later when we talk about Rampage, about how disappointed he is with an elimination. But to me, either put them in the final and have Shida win, but don't make it a first-round match where Serena Deeb's forgotten about after she beats her for her 50th win and really has a strong showing. I didn't like this finish.
Honestly,
Serena Deeb's going to be forgotten now after losing.
No, I'll tell you why not. I don't think why not, because of her new gimmick.
Okay. But what do you do with her now?
This is where I think where it's gonna go. Ruby Soho is gonna win the title. All points leads to Ruby Soho winning.
It makes sense for her to win. Yeah,
that won't be. I think now you're gonna see Serena Deeb just piling on wins, and she's gonna beat some tough opponents.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be. I think she will be the one. Eventually, when Ruby Soho does drop the title, it's gonna be her. That's just what I see. It's coming, and they're gonna make her look very strong, just because of. Especially now that she is the woman with 1,000 holds.
Yeah,
it's a great gimmick for her. I love the gimmick. I love how she turned. I love. See, I wasn't as strongly as you were with the finish because they made a big deal out of the 50th win with Shida and Serena Deeb won, which I automatically thought she was going to win.
Yeah.
And in this match, I thought Shida was going to win, just because of the way they booked it. This whole thing. Eventually, down the line, you're going to get the third match,
right?
And the third match is going to happen because I think Serena Deeb is going to cost Shida moving forward in the tournament.
Yeah, because Shida's not going to win this tournament.
No.
Right.
She's not going to win,
right.
And Serena Deeb is going to cost her
it sure looked that way.
Forward.
I mean, the way that she beat her up, that tells me that whoever she faces next is going to have an advantage.
Not only that, then Serena Deeb is gonna screw her over in the match somehow.
Yeah, I could see that happening the way they booked it at the end. Yeah.
And so I have no problem because even after the match, it still give her heat and she still looked strong, super strong.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with it, and I think that she is going to be one of the top heels in the women's division.
I love the ending was fine. It kind of made up for her losing, so I didn't mind it too much because the way they beat her up after was nice. It established her as a really good heel. So I was fine with that. I was just hoping that she would continue in the tournament, or this would be a final, but that's okay. This combo is weird to me. I don't know why it's weird. Dante and Lito are in the back. I like to call him Lito, even though his name's Leo Rush. They did a promo and set up Dante and Matt Sydal. The other Sydal brother
was supposed to be a tag match.
Yes, he got hurt.
Sydal brother got hurt,
and so they had a singles match. They just seem like a weird couple. I think that's on purpose though, because the brother's not sure about this, and I sense that the other brother might be coming back, and I don't know. It's weird. This is a weird combo, but we'll see how it works out. I think it would have been good if they tagged together to sort of see what the dynamic was, but they just set up the match for Rampage, so that was pretty much it. Leo's doing a lot of talking. He's not a bad promo. I'd rather see him in the ring. We eventually will. Yeah, so we'll get to that. Now to the slowest burning, most obvious heel turn you're ever going to see in your life. But if you didn't get it after this match, you won't. Moxley comes out. Actually, 10 comes out first. And does his regular entrance. Mox comes out, and guys, listen. If you've watched AEW from the beginning and you watch Mox come to the ring and you watch him now, the seeds are there. He's going to turn, guys. It's not even a question. He walked into the ring. He didn't look at any fans. He had his head down. He kicked the barricade.
He kicked the barricade.
He kicked the barricade.
People, he doesn't give a shit.
And hit a fan. Okay. He doesn't give a shit. He wants his title back. He doesn't care how he gets it. And it's obvious to me, like, he's already gone heel, but he hasn't fully gone there yet.
He hasn't fully gone.
But this match Moxley is so underrated. Like, he set this up perfectly by ripping the shit out of this guy's mask, and immediately busting him open. Just a heel thing, like, not even a heel thing, just like a shitty thing to do as a human being. Like, it's like I know I'm an asshole, and I'm a hardcore
and
wrestler,
I don't
care who it is or who I'm doing it to. I'm gonna do it, and that's the heel turn you're seeing, and it's setting up perfectly because you know who he's facing in the finals, and we'll get to that on Rampage. I won't spoil it yet.
Well, before that, now with the win, he's facing Orange Cassidy.
Right.
This is where you're gonna see.
Yes, you're going to see. I just get the sense we're not going to see a competitive match until he gets to who we're going to talk about. And the Orange Cassidy one is really, because people like Orange Cassidy. And I think what he does to him will really emphasize this even more. And then we're going to get the big one, which we'll get into. But this was a squash, guys. I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
He ripped his mask apart. He busted him open. He gave him the paradigm shift. This was a 2-3 minutes gone.
And I love it how he just wins the match, gets out of the ring, and just walks off.
Doesn't acknowledge the fans.
Nothing.
Gets out of there, takes off.
Doesn't even wait for the referee to raise his hand. Nothing. Wins the match, walks out of the ring. Yeah. Gone.
Yeah.
That is perfect.
Yeah. This is a pissed off John Moxley. Let me tell you, he's pissed off. So
I love it.
That was it. Pissed off John Moxley. Now maybe a certain person to my left over here wants that from somebody else. But it can't be done at the same time as Mr. Mox. So we're going to have to wait on the other guy doing this. But we'll get into that.
This is where I'm going to tell you. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yep. We're going to get there. It's coming. Rampage was a really good show, guys. Yeah, we're getting there. FTR accept the challenge of Lucha Brothers. Good promo. Simple as that. They're going to fight at Full Gear. Now we get to our favorite good guy who's getting the shit booed out of him. Guys, this is not the first time this has happened. All you people online, why is Cody getting booed? Why is Cody getting booed? This has happened for years in wrestling, guys. It happened to Hulk Hogan. It happened to The Rock. Remember when The Rock went Hollywood? The Rock was the most over babyface you'll ever see in your life. He went to Hollywood and came back, and they booed him. And he turned heel. And he started singing songs to the crowd, insulting them. This is what's happening with Cody Rhodes, okay? He's getting booed because people don't like that he's in Hollywood and has his own TV show. And let's face it, even when he was a face, he was showing heel tendencies. The guy has 7 people come with him to the ring. His entrance is a heel entrance. No babyface comes out like that, okay? No. I mean, he comes out to a worshipper theme, okay? Like, worship me. Like, he acts like Roman Reigns, and he's a face. It's ridiculous. So, he comes out, and in typical face that's actually a heel form, says he will not turn. Like,
yeah.
Come on, guys. Like, he's setting this up. He even went online and said, "I'll never turn." He's setting it up, guys. This is obvious. And
then he talks about how if he wants, he could book himself in a title match.
Yes.
Blah blah blah.
It's
and this
again
and that.
Heel speak. Even though he's a face and it sounds like he's talking like a face, it's a heel promo. It's obvious, guys.
And it looks like the whole. By the sounds of it, it seems like the whole Rhodes family is going to turn.
Yes, and which is what I thought would happen during the Malachi Black match. Now, I wasn't happy with the Malachi Black booking, but now that I see where the story's going, I'm okay with it because Malachi Black is saying, this is what I wanted. I wanted Cody to go to the dark side. Okay. What that means moving forward with the story, we'll see. But immediately Andrade comes out and basically says, these people don't like you. Again, Andrade may not speak great English, but he sounded pretty good here.
Yes, he did.
And then, of course, Black comes out and they double team Cody. And then Pac makes the save. And for the first time since I've seen him on the show, he responded to the crowd reaction, which was shocking. He actually pumped up the crowd after he did the save. So this sets up a tag match, pretty obviously, with Andrade and Malachi Black against Cody and Pac. A very weird combo, I must say. Pac and Cody. We'll see how that works out. Very weird combo. As you know, Cody's also doubling as El Fuego's partner on Dark. So this is going to be very strange.
El Fuego 2.0?
Yeah, I think he's they're too fast, too fuego. That's the
team
name,
too fast, too fuego.
Which is great, by the way. It's funny as hell.
So funny.
I saw this on Dark and I saw his tattoo and I'm like, wow, that's a great cover job. But I can still see it. So that's obviously Cody. So he's doubling now. He's got 2 tag teams, Cody. Even that part of him trying to be a face screams heel. Like, why are you tagging with El Fuego? Everyone can see through it, but it's like a thing where you know it's coming, the turn, right?
Wow, so it's like Hulk Hogan is Mr. America.
Yes, very much the same thing. Guys, if you've watched wrestling for a long time, it's 101. This is this heel turn. They just don't want to do it at the same time as Mox because Mox is coming in big heel turn, and you don't want to do it at the same time. So it's slow burn.
So there's going to be 2 heel turns, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just him. But anyway.
Pac, I know he probably won't win a title for this company, but he's so good when he's invested in a storyline. After he beat up Malachi Black, he sat down on the ring and gave the finger. It was so good.
Not only that, he sat down like Malachi Black.
Yes,
he sat
just like Malachi
Black.
and gave the finger. It was so good. Pac, he's very, very smart and he's very, very good, but he doesn't always show it. But man, when he does, he's so good. I enjoyed this a lot. We'll see how that tag match goes. It could be at Full Gear. I mean,
no, it is going to happen at Full Gear. It's definitely going to happen at Full Gear.
They don't have programs, and might as well put it at Full Gear, right? So that's where that's headed. Oh, to the most controversial main event of the year. Don't ask me why, but this is what I saw online, guys. I mean, look,
it's a Halloween theme.
We saw this match already. If you knew that this was the main event, you had to know it was going to be completely different from the last one we saw. So what happens? Dark Order comes out. They're in Halloween costumes. Okay. Now,
Colt Cabana's the best.
Colt Cabana looks like crazy, and he did his spots in the match.
And he came out as Steve Cutler.
I mean, it's just hilarious, right?
That's Colt Cabana.
And then our boys from the Super Elite came out as Ghostbusters. Yeah. Again, great costumes, It's 4 people, makes sense. And if they were smart, they should have put in Cutler as Slimer. That would have been even better because he might as well be Slimer.
No, but I like the way they did Cutler. I like the way they did the whole thing. We'll
but then there's a reason, and we'll get to why he wasn't out there. Again, I wasn't happy at first with this either, guys. I didn't like the comedy for this. Okay, but once I realized it's Halloween and the teams that are involved here, it's a one-off. It's not going to happen again. They're not going to do it again. Okay,
trust me. And I was entertained.
Yeah, it was a fun match.
I knew something was going to happen.
Right. So if you
it was writing on the wall.
Get past that part. Like the match wasn't great. There was some cool spots, like when they threw them on top of the Ghostbuster vacuums. Okay, it was still a good match, but it just, I understand how the costumes threw you off. It bothered me too at first, but it's Halloween. And then at the end, you understood why they did it. So I'm going to go right to the end because the match was what it was. I believe Dark Order got a roll up for the win. Is that right? Is that what happened?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
So that doesn't even matter. After the match, Cutler comes out and he sprays.
No. Cutler comes out. The horse comes out.
So a horse comes out. And they
thought it was Adam. They thought it was Adam Page.
And then
they super kicked. They give him the super V trigger.
And then
they revealed there was.
Then we get Marshmallow Man. And I'm telling you this right now. If you didn't know who this was, you're not a wrestling fan. Okay. Right away, I knew who this was because of the horse.
Come on. Okay. So obvious.
So, but what was good about this was, as comedic as it was, and I know what people are going to say, he's about to fight for the title. Why are you doing a comedy match? Why is he a part of this? Listen, they had to cut the Dark Order thing off. They had to make sure that was gone before the pay-per-view, so they wouldn't associate it with the Dark Order.
Yeah.
So they did the funny angle last week that we didn't talk about, where he talked to them for 5 minutes, and then he did this. Now, as soon as he's revealed, look how angry this guy was. It wasn't like he was out there smiling and oh, it's Halloween, let's joke around. He was pissed, and he was ready to kill Kenny Omega, which is exactly what he did. He gave him, what's that move called? Where he puts him on the back and drops him on his head.
Yeah, I forgot what that's called. What they're calling it.
Sweet
I can't remember.
He knocked out. I don't know which one of them. He knocked out one of the Jacksons, and then he gave Kenny Omega the reverse pile driver. That's what I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
And just clears house, guys. Go back if you haven't watched this. Listen to the reaction of the crowd. Holy jeez, the biggest pop of the night by far. They went nuts when they saw this guy revealed. It only further enhanced his popularity and what's to come. It made people want him to win the title even more.
And print the shirts. Cowboy shit was the crowd was chanting that throughout the whole arena.
This whatever you thought of the match and the costumes, the ending of this was great. And it just further bubbled up people wanting Hangman to win this title. This was great. The ending especially, I didn't care too much about the match, but the ending was great. And the setup was great. So I don't know. What'd you think? Tony, I thought this was great. What'd you think of this? I thought this was great.
I thought it was great because I had a feeling something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And especially, obviously, when it was revealed that Cutler was the horse.
Yeah.
And then you knew Marshmallow Man was coming out. I was like, yeah, that's Adam Page.
Yeah.
And just the way he took out the mask and he was, oh man.
He looked great.
Like, obviously the Dark Order will get involved with the match in the Super Elite because they don't have, it seems like they don't have anything booked for those guys on the pay-per-view.
Right.
They'll get involved. Obviously, Dark Order is going to help Adam Page.
Yeah.
And like I said, if Adam Page doesn't win the title, this is a travesty.
Yeah, guys. I mean, they can't set this up any better. Like, he's going to win the title, and they can't set it up any better than this for a babyface to win the title. Like, just when you think they can't do any more, he does that great promo. It's like, oh, you got 3 weeks left. What are we going to do? And they keep putting the heat on him and making him look better and better. What I like was they didn't have him do his finisher on Omega. They had him do a regular move on Omega. They're not trying to spoil it, but they wanted him to get some revenge on Omega. And they also wanted to cut off the Dark Order angle early so that they don't think that they're involved in the match. We know the Super Elite, because they're heels, they'll be involved in the match somehow. But I think this is going to be a one-on-one match, and then we'll see what happens. But I would rather Adam Page win on his own and not have help.
The only help it will be is it's like I said, Super Elite will try to get involved.
Yeah,
obviously the Dark Order is going to stop them,
and they'll take him to the back,
and then they'll take exactly,
right.
And that's and you're going to get the one-on-one match. It has to be a one-on-one.
Yes,
like
to me, that's what they have to do.
It has to be Adam Page, and Adam Page win it cleanly, and obviously it has to be that way. And like I said, the biggest pop of the night, if it will happen, is him kicking out of the one-winged angel. He has to kick out of that move.
I think it's going to happen.
Perfect sense.
I think it's going to happen, and it makes sense because they were partners, right? Like the story, it makes sense for him to be the first guy. We'll see how they book the match.
And the way they were pushing him that he has no heart, like he went through all this adversity, and it seems like what it making it seem is like nothing's gonna stop him from taking the title. You got to kill him. Basically, you got to kill him for him to take the title away from Kenny Omega. So hopefully, the way they booked it will be like that.
So that was Dynamite, guys. A very good show, but as you can tell, we're really excited about Rampage, and we're going to have a lot to talk about there, and we're going to talk about ROH at the end. So we're going to end our show right now, and we're going to be right back with Rampage. Please subscribe, share, like our video, guys. Let us know what you think. Full Gear is coming up November 13th.
Drop the comments.
All right. Drop your comments. We're going to try to have Steve Kenny back for that show to do a preview show, and we're definitely going to do an after show report. And we'll probably have him as a guest as well for that. But until then, we're really ramping up for the show now. And boy, oh boy, did Rampage deliver this week. We're going to talk about that show coming up next. But for now, I'm the Mouth of North, AndrEW. This is Tony Barbosa, and we'll see you on our Rampage review and the next Reese report. Good night for now.